Hi everyone. Today we are going to see about the concept that's anatomical area of mandible. Actually, we have seen the anatomical area of maxilla in previous video. We are going to area of mandible in this video. Actually, the contents are of limiting structures, supporting structures and relief areas. There are three one areas: limiting area structures, supporting structures and relief areas. Thus, let's we go into the first one, that is limiting structures. In limiting structures, there are labial frenum, labial vestibule, buccal frenum, buccal vestibule, alveolingual sulcus, retromalar pad, and pterygomandibular raphe. Let's go one by one in the limiting structures. First, we go into the labial frenum. As comparatively in maxilla, same as that of in mandible, the labial frenum is a fibrous band similar to of maxilla. In this, muscles involved are incisivus, orbicularis oris. These two muscles get influenced the labial frenum. And the next one, in the labial frenum, the mandibular frenum gets its attachment from the oris muscle. That's actually we have concerned before, that the muscle involved are incisivus and orbicularis oris. From the orbicularis oris, mandibular frenum receives the attachments. They are mainly sensitive and active. Actually, we concerned according to the impression. Impression will be narrower in the anterior labial region concerned of labial frenum. While taking labial frenum, V-shaped notch should be available and the fibrous band should be seen. Next, we go into the labial vestibule. It is a space between the labial residual alveolar ridge and labial flange of denture. Labial flange, a gap between the residual alveolar ridge and labial frenum is the labial vestibule. It gets its attachment from the labial frenum. It is continuation of labial frenum. And its main influence are retention and support. There is main two functions of retention and support. Next, we go into the buccal frenum. It is also a fibrous band. Actually, a fibrous bands of buccinator gets attached to the frenum is buccal frenum. It overlies along the depressor angular oris muscle. Depressor angular oris muscle. Its main function is preventing the displacement of denture during function. While functioning the complete denture of mandible, it prevents the displacement of while recording the buccal frenum area. It should be clear, accurate, though it can prevent the displacement of denture. Next, we go into the buccal vestibule. The main concept, it extends posteriorly from the buccal frenum to retromolar area. That is the last region of the mandible, that is lies in third molar of second molar, third molar area, that is a retromolar area. It extends posteriorly from the buccal frenum to the retromolar area. It gets bounded by the residual alveolar ridge on one side residual alveolar ridge, buccinator on the other side. It gets influenced by the action of mesenteric muscle. Mesenteric notch is present in the buccal vestibule. Mainly 4 points are there. Where it extends posteriorly from the posteriorly from the buccal frenum to the posterior retromolar area and gets bounded by the alveolar ridge on the one side and the buccinator on the other side, and its main influence actions are actions of mesenteric. In this buccal vestibule, mesenteric notch will be present. Next, we go into the alveolingual sulcus, that is the limiting structure of mandible. Alveolingual sulcus, retromolar pad. First, we go into the alveolingual sulcus. It actually extends from the lingual frenum, that is the lingual frenum, to the retromylohyoid region. Lingual frenum to the retromylohyoid region. Comparatively, in alveolingual sulcus, there are three parts: anterior part, middle part, and posterior part. First, we go into the anterior part. In anterior part, where it is extensions is from the lingual frenum to the premylohyoid fossa. Anterior part gets this is the anterior part. It extends from the lingual frenum to the premylohyoid fossa. The next one is middle portion, that is it extends from the premylohyoid fossa to the mylohyoid ridge. Its main function is helping in stabilizing peripheral seal areas. The next one is the posterior. That is the posterior one. Its denture flange can turn laterally. In these, denture flange can turn laterally. S-shaped notch is present and is also a lateral throat form. Next, we go into the retromolar pad. It is a posterior part of mandibular denture. It is also non-keratinized and contains a pear-shaped one. This is a pear-shaped one. And also here, comparatively as seen according to anatomically mandible, it is a triangular soft elevation, just a light elevation. It looks like a triangular shape, triangular soft elevation of mucosa. It always lies in distal end of the molar region. Their boundaries are on the lateral side, buccinator is get bounded, and the medial side, raphe, pterygomandibular raphe is bounded. In the central part, retromolar pad will be present. It is also a collection of loose connective tissue with aggregate of several mucosal glands. Actually, we kept remember in the retromolar pad, there is a pear-shaped one and triangular soft elevation. Next, we go into the retromylohyoid fossa. This is commonly retromylohyoid fossa. It belongs to the posterior part of alveolingual sulcus and posterior to the mylohyoid muscle. Two posterior parts are involved here. Alveolingual sulcus and mylohyoid muscle is concerned in posterior part of retromylohyoid fossa. Their boundaries are anteriorly it is bounded by retromylohyoid, posterior laterally superior constrictor of pharynx, and posterior medially palatoglossus, and the inferior part is bounded by the submandibular gland. Next one is a retromolar papilla. Actually, retromolar papilla is also a comparative concern with the retromolar pad. It is a pear-shaped one. Cradock, actually, a Cradock coined it as a small elevation. Residual scar will be formed after extraction of molar. In that area, residual scar will be formed, and also a slight elevation will be formed. That is a pear-shaped one. That is retromolar papilla. It also lies along the retention. Helping in retention is the main mechanism of retromolar papilla. Next, we go into the pterygomandibular raphe. This is the pterygomandibular raphe. It arises from the annular process of medial pterygoid plate of maxilla to the mylohyoid ridge of mandible. Concerned between the two maxilla and mandible, it arises from the annular process of medial pterygoid plate to the retromolar mylohyoid ridge area. Their attachment are posterior medially, it gets attached into the superior constrictor, and anterior laterally into the buccinator. Very prominent, notch-like relief must be mainly provided while taking the impression so that the mechanism will be free. Next one, the supporting structures. Actually, we seen before limiting structures, that is labial frenum, labial vestibule, buccal frenum, buccal vestibule, lingual frenum, retromylohyoid fossa, retromolar pad, and retromolar papilla, alveolingual sulcus. Next, we go into the supporting structures, that is only two are involved here, buccal shelf area and residual alveolar ridge. In buccal shelf area, their support comes from the body of mandible. This is a body of mandible, and also it is less capable of resisting occlusal forces. It is the area between the buccal frenum and anterior border of masseter. A thick mucosa will be present overlying the plate. It also serves as a primary stress bearing area. The buccal shelf area is a primary stress bearing area. Next, we go into the residual alveolar ridge, that is the second supporting structure of mandible. This is the residual alveolar ridge. It is an edentulous mandible. Its structure is flat with concave to denture bearing areas. While according to seeing in the denture bearing areas, it is also a flat with concave area. It is an edentulous part. It gets attached to the lingual surface over the area of ridge. Prognathic appearance in the long term, if it is concerned with the long term edentulous patient, prognathic appearance will be seen in residual alveolar ridge area. Next, we go into the relief areas. That is, four areas will be involved here: mylohyoid ridge, mental foramen, genial tuberculus, and torus mandibularis. First, we go into the mylohyoid ridge. This is a mylohyoid ridge. It runs along the lingual surface of mandible. Anteriorly, it is bounded by the inferior border of mandible. That is the inferior border of mandible. And posteriorly, it is bounded by the residual ridge. Undercut areas may be present because thin mucosa. It also gets involved in traumatization. Next one, that is a mental foramen. Actually, we can see it in the first and second premolar ridges, and a depression like we can palpate it in with a finger. It is also lies between the first and second premolar region. Ridge resorption is very close to the ridge. The complications of mental foramens are paresthesia. If there, while recording the impression, mental foramen or any other structures is not recorded, the complications will severely occur. Next, we go into that is the third relief areas of genus tubercles. That is a bony tubercle found anteriorly on the lingual surface of mandible. Lingual surface of the mandible, anterior part, a bony tubercles will be present. That is a genus tubercles. Prominent making denture is very difficult in these conditions. Next, that is a torus mandibularis. It is also found in the lingual surface of mandible. Abnormal bony prominence will be found there. Thin mucosa will be present, relieved or surgically removed. Here we go revision. Actually, there is only 3 in the mandible. Let's explain in Tamil. 3 ஏரியா தான் இருக்கும் இதில். லிமிட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர், சப்போர்ட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர், அப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா ரிலீஃப் ஏரியா. லிமிட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரில் பார்த்தோன்னா லேபிள் ஃப்ரீனம், லேபிள் வெஸ்டிபிள், பக்கல் ஃப்ரீனம், பக்கல் வெஸ்டிபிள், லிங்குவல் ஃப்ரீனம், அல்வியோலிங்குவல் சர்க்கஸ், ரெட்ரோமோலார் பேடு, ரெட்ரோமோலார் பேப்பில்லா, டெரிகோமாண்டிபுலர் ராஃபி இதெல்லாமே இருக்கும். இதனோட ஒவ்வொரு பார்த்திங்க லேபிள் ஃப்ரீனம்னா லேபிள் வெஸ்டிபிள் மாதிரி தான் வி ஷேப் நாஜ் இருக்கும், ஃபைப்ரஸ் பேண்ட் இருக்கும், அட்டாச் ஆகிருக்கும், ஆர்பிகுலர் ஹோர்ஸ் மசில் வந்து அட்டாச் ஆகிருக்கும். அதே லேபிள் வெஸ்டிபிள் வந்து லேபிள் ஃப்ரீனம்லேருந்து வர்றது தான் லேபிள் வெஸ்டிபிள். பக்கல் ஃப்ரீனம், பக்கல் வெஸ்டிபிள் எல்லாமே அதே மாதிரி தான். அதே மாதிரி ரெட்ரோமோலர் பேடில் பார்த்தோன்னா நம்ம ஒரு பியூர் ஷேப் இது வந்து பார்த்துக்கலாம். க்ரெடாக் வந்து இது வந்து ஸ்மால் எலிவேஷன் அப்படின்னு காயின் பண்ணுறாங்க. ரெட்ரோமோலர் பேப்பிலா ஏரியாலையும் அதே தான். ஆனால் மியூக்கோஸை வந்து இதில் வந்து தின்னாக இருக்கும். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு பார்த்தோன்னா சப்போர்ட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ். சப்போர்ட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரில் 2 தான், பக்கல் ஷெல்ஃப் ஏரியா, ரெட்ரோமோலர் ரெசிடுவல் ஆல்வியலர் ரிச். அடுத்தது பார்த்தோன்னா ரிலீஃப் ஏரியா. ரிலீஃப் ஏரியாவில் மொத்தம் 4 இருக்கும். ஜீனியஸ் டியூபர்கிள்ஸ், மென்டல் ஃபொராமன், மைலோஅயாய்டு ரிட்ஜ், டாரஸ் மேண்டிபுலரிஸ். இதெல்லாமே தான் லிமிட்டிங் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ், supporting structures and relief areas of mandible. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Keep supporting me.